Hello everyone. Today we shall look into rollup, rollup group and rollup add subtotal functions. Yesterday we have seen about the summarize and summarize columns functions. These functions are workable in summarize and summarize columns functions. Rollup function, it modifies the behavior of summarize function by adding a rollup rows to the result on the columns defined by a group by column parameter. This function can only be used in summarize expression, and rollup group, it could be also used in summarize columns function. Okay, and rollup add is subtotal, it modifies the behavior of summarize columns function by adding rollup or subtotal rows to the result based on the group by column. This can be only be used in summarize columns function. Let us see how it works with respect to data. Here I'm moving on to the data view. I'll show you the sales data which I have. Here I have country distributor, brand operator and relevant sales data. Okay, now I'll create a new table. Here I'll use summarize function. I'll write summarize table equal to. Here I'll use summarize function. Okay, in the table I'll use sales. In the group by column, suppose that I want to group by brand which is present in the sales table. My column name would be sales and my expression would be total sales measure which I have written, which is sum of sales. Okay, I'll close the parenthesis, hit enter. Here you could notice that I have got the summarization by brand and I have got respective sales. Okay, suppose that I want a subtotal where I want the total of all sales. What I could do is I could enclose the brand within rollup function. Okay, what I'll do is I'll write rollup and enclose the brand column within rollup function by closing the parenthesis and put a comma. Once you enclose the sales brand column within the rollup function, you could notice that a subtotal of 127 million is appearing in the bottom. Okay, and suppose that I want to use multiple columns along with the brand, like I want to see the summarization along with the operator column also. Okay, I would commit. Let us see what happens. Here you could notice that I have got the summarization by sales with respect to brand and operator. If you scroll to the bottom, here you could see that individual brand totals. Okay, and in order to group it, I would use the function which is called rollup group instead of rollup. I would rollup group and I'll click over here. Here once you scroll down, here you could see no difference, but you'll notice the difference once I enclose this rollup group in the rollup function, where I'll enclose this rollup group within rollup function. Okay, I'll close the parenthesis, hit enter. Here you could notice that I have brand and operator wise sales which is summarized, and you could notice that my subtotals which were appearing with respect to only brand earlier, those were gone, and I could see only the total which is present as 127 million. Okay, this is how rollup and rollup group functions are useful, and where I must always enclose rollup group with rollup function if you are using summarize columns function. Okay, I'll try to show one more example for rollup add each subtotal function by using summarize columns function. I'll create a new table. Here I'll write summarize columns table equal to, I'll write summarize columns. In the group by column, suppose that I would like to group by brand. Okay, and here I'll provide column name as sales, and in the expression I'll take the total sales. I'll close the parenthesis, hit enter. You could understand that this function is working similar to summarize. Here what I could do is, instead of like along with the brand, I would like to use operator. I'll put a comma and I'll click over here. Till here you could see that there is no difference between summarize and summarize columns. Now I could use one more function which is rollup add each subtotal. Here it will identify the subtotal like columns and help us understand whether they are true or not, and also it includes the respective column. Here I have included the operator column within rollup add is subtotal. Okay, and I'll put a comma. I'll write whether it is add is subtotal or not. Okay, I'm just writing the column name. I'll close the parenthesis, put a comma. Okay, here instead of writing in the group by name, I have enclosed within the rollup add is subtotal function. Remember that you may not be able to use the sales operator column along with the brand additionally. Okay, here I'll show you an example. I'll copy this, I'll hit enter, I'll write, and here you could notice an error. Okay, the error says that column operator was specified more than once, so you cannot use more than once. I'll remove this and I'll commit. Here you could notice that I have the subtotals which are provided with respect to brand. Okay, this add is subtotal column name, it represents the true or false conditions where my subtotals are present. Suppose that I would show the same function with respect to brand. Okay, I'll use it brand. Since I will be using brand here, I should remove brand in the first parameter. Okay, now I'll put a comma. Is subtotal. Here I'll write brand add is subtotal and I'll commit. Here you could notice the difference. Initially when I have used the rollup add is subtotal function for operator, I was able to see the brand with respect to the subtotal sales, and I have got the true condition for respective columns. And here when I'm using the brand in rollup add is subtotal, here I'm getting the operator and also the subtotals with respect to that, and I'm able to see the total which is 127 million accordingly. But here in the add is subtotal I'm getting the false condition, and for brand add is subtotal I am getting the true condition. This is all about the rollup add is subtotal function. Please practice. Thank you for watching. We shall meet in the next video.